Syria, a country once a symbol of culture and history, is now engulfed in flames. Rebel groups have suddenly risen up powerfully after years of silence. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Is this an internal conflict or a geopolitical chessboard that the superpowers are playing? Syria, a land with a rich cultural heritage, is now facing unprecedented challenges. The US has long considered the Middle East a strategic battleground, a region of vital importance to their national interests. But why has Syria become the center of international attention? The answer lies in the interests of the West, containing Russia and Iran, two key strategic rivals. Controlling this resource-rich region, especially oil and gas, and gaining an advantage on the international stage, where superpowers are always competing for influence. Is this a US tactic to draw Russia into dispersing its forces, weakening their capabilities? With Moscow having to split its focus on Syria, they would be weaker on the Ukrainian front, where they are also facing many difficulties. A calculated move, but who bears the brunt of the consequences? The US and the West not only want to contain Russia and Iran, but also want to maintain their influence in the region, ensuring stability on their terms. They use conflicts to reshape the regional order in their favor, regardless of the long-term consequences. But the price to pay is immeasurable human tragedies, suffering that lasts for generations. History has shown that the US and its Western allies often use rebel groups as pawns. From Afghanistan during the Cold War to Iraq, Libya, and now Syria. The result? These countries are plunged into chaos, lasting for decades. But the heaviest price is not the lost political interests. It is the lives of millions of innocent people, shattered dreams, generations growing up in war. The painful lessons of history are not limited to the Middle East. From Vietnam, Korea to World War II, the consequences are always devastation and suffering. The Middle East is not a place for internal decisions. This is a region where decisions are often influenced by outside forces. This is the chessboard where the superpowers, the US, Russia, China, and Europe, compete for power and influence. But when powerful countries only see their own interests, the people here cannot decide their own fate. They are caught in endless conflicts. For peace, the Middle East needs to be given the opportunity to heal itself and develop in its own way. But are outside forces willing to abandon their ambitions and allow that to happen? China and the European Union also play important roles, with increasing political influence and investments. Can they help bring stability, or will they only complicate the already tense situation? Every news report about Syria is a heartbreaking story. It's about mothers who have lost their children, children who don't know peace, and broken families. We must ask, when will the world stop to save these people? Don't let the Middle East remain engulfed in flames. We have a responsibility to put people before political interests, and perhaps it's time for the world to reflect and change. Remember, behind every number is a person, a story, a pain. Peace is not a distant dream, but it requires the efforts of the whole world. And it starts with ending the transformation of the Middle East into a battleground of ambition. Can you contribute to changing that? Let's build together a peaceful and prosperous future for all. International organizations like the United alleviating suffering. When nations and international organizations work together, they can achieve significant results. Phan Bin Luan.